remembering techniques. So Jiu-Jitsu, for me, it's like infinite, right? There's so many techniques, but then like you combine that with different entries and different variations and different combinations and things like that. So it can get really overwhelming on kind of remembering techniques. And I don't think you should necessarily try to remember techniques. I think you try to understand the concept. So that's a really good place to start, is understanding concepts and ideas on frames or grips and things like that. And those can kind of start the process of, you have certain systems or certain ideas in places you can relate to multiple techniques and positions and things like that. So that's maybe something to start with. The other idea is try to chunk things together. So chunk these ideas or these techniques into smaller parts where you just kind of drill or focus on smaller segments. It could be just the entry, just the grips, just the sweep if that's what you're doing. But again, figuring out these techniques in smaller chunks, so chunking it together can be really helpful in kind of categorizing it and working on one aspect of the technique so it doesn't feel or seem so overwhelming. The other thing is visualize the technique when you're not training. Again, looking at instructionals can be helpful. Asking a training partner to drill very slowly, trying to make the technique smooth. So those are various options, things you can try. Hopefully that's helpful. There's so many techniques. Don't try to remember everything. Try to chunk certain things together and try to build on things that feel comfortable and feel like they flow well with your game. Number 3 is dealing with loss or kind of a hit to your ego. Now, we all have an ego. We all want to win. We all want to do well. That doesn't always happen. Sometimes we lose to a lower belt. Sometimes we get smashed by an upper belt. All that stuff happens. It's part of the process in jiu-jitsu. One of my challenges is like negative self-talk. Like, oh man, I suck. I'm terrible. I think if you can avoid that negative self-talk, that can be helpful. It's definitely a challenge for me. I'm sure it's a challenge for other people, but the negative self-talk can be really something that can kind of take the joy out of learning, and that's kind of what you want it to be, is you want it to be a learning experience. Sometimes a tough loss in a tournament or getting smashed by somebody, it can suck. It can feel pretty demoralizing, but like using it as a way to learn and maybe asking your training partner, man, what did you do there? How did you do that? Or what can I do differently? Talking to your coach. Those are some things you can